You didn't grow up wanting to please everyone. You learned it. You learned that being easy was safer than being authentic. You learned that saying yes avoided conflict, rejection, and abandonment. Maybe when you were a child, no one asked how you felt, but everyone reacted when you didn't cause problems, so you adapted. The paradox is painful. What protected you in childhood is exactly what makes you disappear today. You didn't lose yourself because you are weak. You lost yourself because you were strong too early. People who please everyone are not just kind, they are vigilant. In psychology, this is called hypervigilance. It's when the nervous system learns to constantly scan the environment for emotional danger. You notice changes in tone, uncomfortable silences, subtle shifts in people's expressions. Because at some point in your life, love came with conditions. Another common pattern here is anxious attachment. It forms when a child realizes they must earn connection, so they become helpful, understanding, easy to be around. Sometimes this comes from parentification, when a child grows up too fast to emotionally support unstable adults. The brain records a silent rule: my value comes from being needed. The cost of this doesn't show up immediately. It grows quietly. Carl Jung once said, "What you do not make conscious will return as fate." And the fate of those who live to please is a kind of exhaustion that rest doesn't fix. You feel guilt when you say no, anxiety when you disappoint someone, and a strange emptiness when you're alone, because you spent your life being useful but rarely being seen. The core fear is not rejection, it's abandonment. So you negotiate your truth, silence your discomfort, minimize your pain, and slowly you lose access to who you really are. In adulthood, this shows up in many ways: extreme difficulty setting boundaries, unbalanced relationships where you give more than you receive, fear of expressing real opinions, a constant feeling of emotional debt, professional self-sabotage, chronic emotional exhaustion, repressed anger that turns into guilt, and the persistent sense that you don't know who you are. None of this is a flaw. These are survival mechanisms that stayed active for too long. You are not weak. You are loyal to what once saved you. Healing is not about becoming cold or selfish. Healing is learning that you don't have to abandon yourself to be loved. The real work begins with the inner child, the part of you that learned love was performance. Then comes the shadow, the anger, the no, the discomfort you were never allowed to express. Slowly, the nervous system learns something new. I can be whole and still remain connected. Remember this: being loved for who you are not is not love. It is survival. Take a deep breath and remember, you don't need to please to exist. Your worth does not depend on other people's acceptance. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment. Someone else might need to hear this today.